Welcome to the 2019 ANTriathlon. This is the briefing for the Hellenic Middle Distance event, and the organisers would like to thank you for participating and request 15 minutes of your time to watch this simple briefing for the race to familiarise yourself with the course and the rules for the event. The event is organised by MiddleDist2019 and partnered with the grateful support of the Cyprus Tourism Organisation, the Ayia Municipality and Nissi Beach Resort Hotels. We would also like to thank our main sponsor Hellenic Bank for their continued support. We all hope you have a safe, enjoyable and fun weekend with us in Ayia Napa. The Hellenic Bank Middle Distance event will consist of a 1.9 km swim, followed by a 90 km bike ride and then followed by a 21 km run. The 2019 Middle Distance race will take place on the 17th of March. The transition area will be open from 5:30 AM until 7 AM, with access being granted only to competitors wearing the race wristband. Please note that there will be other events taking place on the same day, and hence the transition area will not be open after 7 AM until the race start. The race starts at 8:30 AM. Award ceremonies will be from 1500 to 15:30, and bike checkout will be up to 1600. Safety comes first. Safety is of paramount importance, so at all stages of the race, please compete in a safe and responsible manner, having respect for fellow athletes, marshals and spectators. The following are some basic rules we expect all competitors to follow. Helmets are mandatory at all times that you are in contact with your bike. Ride your bike on the left-hand side of the road and follow traffic rules. Please ensure your bike is in good working condition, specifically working brakes. If you feel that for any reason you cannot continue, stop racing immediately and if required, seek medical advice. If you have stopped competing, please let an official know as soon as possible. Look after fellow athletes and notify nearest officials in case of an incident. There will be ambulance and medical services available at selected locations on the course. Some general information. On registration, you will receive your registration bag, in which you will find your bib race number, bike and helmet stickers, your race ankle timing chip band, and your transition area access wristband. You will also find a number of promotional materials from our sponsors. Please note, the 3 helmet stickers go one on the left side, one on the right side, and one on the front of your helmet. The bike sticker is attached underneath the bike saddle. It should be attached so that it is visible from both sides of the bicycle, as shown in the photograph. The bib number should be fixed onto a race belt. During the bike section, it should be turned onto your back. During the run, please turn it to the front so it's clearly visible from the front. The bib number is not worn during the swim. There is no race belt provided by the organisers, hence please bring your own. The wearing of earphones during the race is prohibited. After your race is finished, athletes will be allowed to visit the transition area briefly in a controlled manner. If it is a warm day, we would strongly suggest wearing suntan lotion. At the recovery area, fruit and drinks will be given to the athletes who finish the race. Your finisher's t-shirt can be collected from the recovery area by showing your race number. Your bike can be picked up after the award ceremony is finished. This diagram shows how the ankle timing chip band should be attached. Either leg is fine, but please ensure it is worn outside of any wetsuits or clothing. The ankle timing chip band should be worn for the whole race, the swim, the bike and the run. Please attach with the colour side with the word swim, bike, run on the outside and the foam spacer on the inside. Do not attach too tightly, and we suggest you use the 2-finger rule as shown in the diagram. When attaching, please make sure your hands are clean and free from any sand, Vaseline, suntan lotion, etc., as this may affect how well it gets attached. Please ensure that it is on the outside of clothing, otherwise it may not work properly. There is a backup timing chip behind your bib race number. Please do not try and remove this. This is required for the race. This slide shows the transition area. The transition area is located in the car park behind the Nissi Beach Taverna, and we suggest athletes familiarise themselves with the area either on Saturday afternoon or early on Sunday. Access to the transition area will only be allowed to athletes wearing the race wristband. The diagram clearly shows the flow athletes will take, in green for the bike and in red for the run transitions, and also the final 100 meters or so of the run to the finish. The transition area racks will be numbered with your race number and will include a basket for your gear. After the swim, athletes will exit the water at the start line and proceed up the carpet, turning left into the transition area and enter the transition area from the back. At your rack number, transition to your bike and proceed out of the front of the transition area on foot to the mount-dismount line on the main road. From here, you head out right or east on the main road for the bike section of the course. On completing the bike section, dismount at the mount-dismount line and proceed on foot along the left-hand side of the transition area and then enter the transition area again from the back. Proceed to your assigned rack number and transition to the run. Then run out of the front of the transition area and head left or west at the main road for the run section. On completing the final lap of the run, runners will proceed from the run turnaround point back towards the transition area and then turn into the final finishing straight. If confused, please don't worry. It is relatively simple and there will be several marshals in the transition area directing athletes. Please, however, note that there is no cycling allowed in the transition area until the mount-dismount line is crossed. At times, the transition area may get congested, so please keep the area tidy, keep your gear in your basket, be considerate to other athletes, and avoid blocking the lanes. And now onto the race itself. The swim starts in front of the Nissi Beach Taverna with a mass start from the beach on the sounding of a horn. Swim 2 laps of the triangular course through the crystal clear Nissi Beach waters, leaving the easily recognizable buoys to your left. Marshals in boats and kayaks will be available if needed. This diagram shows the swim course. Wetsuits are optional, although at this time of year probably recommended. The swim will commence with a mass start on the beach with athletes running into the water. Leave the buoys to your left. For the middle distance event, complete 2 laps. Please note athletes are responsible for counting their own laps. Please exit only using the exit gantry. Exiting the swim at any other point to try and gain any unfair advantage would lead to disqualification. This slide sets out some basic rules for the bike section. Please note, helmets must be worn before the bike is removed from its position on the rack. The upper body must be covered at all times during the race. Ride your bike on the left-hand side of the road. Obey traffic rules and marshal directions. Drafting is not allowed. This is a non-drafting race. Count the laps. For the middle distance, this will be 5 laps. This is a no drafting race, so please observe the no drafting rules. The drafting zone consists of an area 12 meters behind the cyclist in front. A maximum of 20 seconds is allowed to be in the drafting zone when overtaking a cyclist in front. Once overtaken, the overtaken athlete should drop back out of the drafting zone within 5 seconds. Penalties for drafting. Technical officials will be on the bike course. They will clearly notify any athletes who are caught drafting and that are subject to a time penalty. For the middle distance event, each time penalty is 5 minutes, and any athletes incurring penalties will be required to stop in the penalty box for the required time at the end of the bike section. The penalty box is located in the transition area, and it is the athlete's responsibility to stop if a penalty is incurred. Failing to stop will result in disqualification. For the middle distance events, a 3rd drafting penalty will also result in automatic disqualification. The 2 diagrams on this slide show the bike course. The top map shows the route from the transition area through Ayia Napa town to the start of the Cape Greco laps. This is approximately 3.8 kilometers each way and is completed once at the beginning of the bike course and once at the end of the bike course. The bottom diagram shows the Cape Greco lap. Each lap is approximately 16.4 kilometers long and 5 laps need to be completed for the middle distance event. After completion of the 5th Cape Greco lap, cyclists will return to the transition area using the route shown in the top map in reverse. The bike course takes you through the beautiful Cape Greco Park. Please try and enjoy some of the scenic views if you can. The roads are undulating and generally good quality, but there is a chance of some loose gravel or rocks from the side road entrances. And at times it can be windy on the course, but if it's the case, it will both hinder and help you. The roads of the Cape Greco lap will be mostly closed to traffic. However, be aware that there are some residences within the park, and the organisers and the police cannot guarantee that some traffic or emergency vehicles may be encountered. So please stay on the left-hand side of the roads and observe local traffic rules and directions from marshals. The beginning and the end of the bike course are through Ayanapa town, where the roads will be partially open to traffic. Please take particular care on the return section to the transition area through the town, as this will be later in the day and the local traffic may be slightly heavier. You will be tired and the course is slightly downhill with some sharp turns. Please carefully follow the marshal's instructions, including stopping if required, and exercise the appropriate caution. The bike course includes 3 roundabouts. 2 are located close to each other just before entering or just after exiting the Cape Greco lap, and the 3rd is approximately midway through the Cape Greco lap. All will be marshalled, with marshals clearly indicating the cyclist's route and if need be monitoring traffic, so please observe their instructions. At the first small roundabout, take the 2nd exit and proceed a further 100 meters to the 2nd roundabout. This is referred to as the Ayanapa Police Roundabout. At the Police Roundabout, take the 3rd exit and enter the Cape Greco lap. Please note the turnaround point at the Cape Greco laps is also at the Police Roundabout, as marked in the diagram. The 3rd roundabout is located at the Gresham Park Hotel, about halfway into the Cape Greco lap. At this roundabout, cyclists will turn right. Again, this will be marshalled and will also be marked with cones and tape. On completing the final lap of the Cape Greco part of the course, you will go back through the first 2 roundabouts in reverse order, turning left at the police roundabout and then taking the 2nd exit at the small roundabout. Shortly after this roundabout, there is a small but steep descent with a sharp right-hand turn at the bottom, so please slow down on the descent and take care on the turn. Nearly there, only the run left, which initially follows the red cycling path along the main coastal road, with the main turnaround point being located just before the transition area. After your final lap, you head back into the transition area and into the finishing blue carpet, where you'll have just enough time to work out how to celebrate your finish in front of the photographers. Part of the course also follows an unpaved coastal path. The diagram in this slide shows the run course with paved sections marked in red and unpaved in yellow. For the middle distance event, you will need to complete 3 laps. Please ensure your upper body is covered at all times, and remember to count your laps and collect wristbands at the far end turning point for each lap. This is at Run Aid Station 3. This diagram shows the location of the race and the whole course with the various aid stations marked. There will be 1 aid station on the bike course and 3 aid stations on the run course. The bike aid station will offer water only and will be located near the police roundabout inside the Cape Greco lap, so you will pass on each lap. At the bike aid station, it is the athlete's own responsibility to collect the water from the tables in the aid stations. We cannot guarantee that the volunteers will hand it to you on the fly. The run course will have 3 aid stations. Run Aid Station 1 will offer water only and will be located near the turnaround point just outside the transition area. Run Aid Station 2 will offer water and squeezy electrolyte drinks. It will be located near the Ayanapa Water Park. Run Aid Station 3, which is only for middle distance athletes, will offer squeezy energy gels, squeezy electrolyte and cola drinks. It will be located near Ayathekla Church. At this Run Aid Station 3, middle distance athletes must also collect a wristband on every lap. There will be toilets located at the transition area, the bike aid station and at Run Aid Station 2. Cut-off times. The following cut-off times will apply. Athletes will have 1 hour to complete the swim. They will then have 4.5 hours to complete the swim and the cycle. The race will officially end 7 hours after the start. Award ceremonies will take place at the Nissi Beach Taverna at 1500 for the middle distance event. Awards will be given to the first 3 male and female athletes overall and to the first 3 in each age category, as well as the first 3 teams. Parking areas. There are 2 parking areas athletes can use, located near the turnaround point as shown in the diagram on this map.
However, please note that whilst the race is ongoing, it may be difficult to exit from these parking areas. There is also parking available on a number of the side streets near the venue. ANTriathlon would like to thank you for participating, and we hope you have an enjoyable and fun weekend, and that you come back for more. For your diaries, please note the following future events. On the 12th of May, we have the Larnaca Triathlon. On the 27th of October, we have the Limassol Sprint Triathlon. From the 7th to the 10th of November, we have the Cyprus on Pedals event, being a 4-day cycling tour of Cyprus. On the 8th of December, we have the Ayia Napa Marathon. Also, please visit us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/NereasTriathlon or on our webpage www.nereastriathlon.com, where you can find further details on these and other events. I hope this briefing was helpful to you. However, if you have any unanswered questions, please feel free to ask them either at the bag pickup on Friday or Saturday between 3 and 7 p.m. or feel free to send us an email at info@nereastriathlon.com. Thank you for listening.